What's up, everybody? Welcome to yet another Techno Saturday. But as Jamie Wilson, who was first in the chat today, says, every day is a techno day. Every day is techno. I would agree with that. Who else is here in the chats? Camille P, aka The Influence. Komika Jalovic. Gosh, I can't pronounce. I'm tongue-tied. Jalovic. Did I get it? Mike Harding is here. Josh Holiday. Happy Saturday. Mike Harding is cooking curry. What's BIR? Stefan Pete is here. Vitold Zielonka. Lies Society. Mike Harding wants to know about where that drone sound came from in the intro. I have to think about that. That track is over 10 years old. I don't remember exactly what I did. I have to dig up that old file and see. And yes, Camel P, the text was from some kind of lecture about physics, I think. Mr. Alolo is here. Numalik is here. Musical Creations. Jan Antisfiets. Eindhoven. Very nice. Dave Sweetmiller's in the house. Half God, half beast. DJ Okenzie. Hey, what's up? Oh, Mr. Alolo 333. You know what's up. Emotion, digital. Yeah. Some old electro of mine. BIR is British Indian Takeaway. I see. Got it. What's up, Orgerir? Nice to have you. Okay. Let's bring it in. Hey, everybody. I'm John Selway. You might have known that because it's Selway Techno Saturdays. I'm here in the studio at 343 Labs Music Production School in New York City. We also have our location in Berlin where our fearless leader Max Wild is holding things down. And of course, here, online, globally, we're everywhere. You cannot avoid us. Well, okay. There's plenty of other things to pay attention to in the world right now. Of course you can avoid us, but I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you're here and hanging out with me yet again on a Saturday to make some techno. And yeah, as usual, I give a mention to what we do here at 343 Labs. We're a music production school, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on, from make your first track to advanced composition and arrangement, mixing and mastering. I do synthesis and sound design classes. We've also got a couple. Yeah, what's going on in the? I think Alden's doing a music theory class right behind me in another room. And we've got Kevin, aka Ambivalent. He's been a guest on the show before. He needs to come back, actually. We've been talking about that. He's doing a synthesis class in our main classroom on the other side there. So always something going on here at 343. We got events. We just did an open house last Thursday for our 1-year program, which, the next round of, well, we're doing a summer short version of the program, like a intensive, full-on, take all our classes for a few weeks in the summer. And then we've got our year-long course program starting again in September. So, as always, if you want to know more about that, more details, more information, how much does it cost, when does it start, how do I sign up, where do I put in my credit card number? Just kidding. The links are below, as always, as ever. And don't forget, if you're not already in our Discord, to join. I don't yet have a date for our next feedback session. We're due for a techno feedback session. As usual, I want to get a guest in to hang out with me and listen to your submissions. So keep an eye out for that. You'll always hear about that first when that's happening in the Selway feedback channel of our Discord server. So go join if you haven't already. What are you guys talking about in the chat now? Let's see. Benny Blanco, what's up? Chilling, scanning some docs while watching some techno tips. What's in store for today? I'm going to continue where I left off last week, roughly. Like I'm working on this track. I'm arranging the track. So, we can go all over the place with it. I feel like I have a good direction for it. But yeah, we're continuing with our progress from last week on this track. And hey, Angel Alanis, nice to have you here. Let's see. Stefan Peets talking about and Alexander Kowalski. Now that, I would love to have him as a guest. I bet you, I wonder if he'd be up for it. Is he enough of a nerd to deal with doing the remote setup, to be a guest on my live stream from, I guess he must be in Berlin, right? Would love to have him on. He's great. I follow him on social media. I like what he's doing. He's been around forever. I've met him. I've played at some parties with him. I guess I know him through Heiko Laux at Kanzleramt, right? Another legend that I'm happy to know. I would love to have him as a guest. So anyway, or maybe I could just reach out to him to join in, one of those guys anyway, to join on one of our feedback sessions. That's the easiest way to have a guest, honestly, because all they have to do is just join the call. They don't have to set up anything in their studio. They just need headphones and a camera and a mic. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, Stefan Pete agrees. Yes, he is quite a nerd. Aren't we all? a little bit? We're here watching YouTube with me in the studio and nerding around with plugins and Ableton Live and making techno. Absolutely. Okay. Shall we? Let's see where we're at. Let's have a listen before we go in and get into any details and make any changes. I did work on it just for a couple of minutes in between last week and this week just to kind of get my head around it. And but it is still unfinished. So let's get the overview of this arrangement here and see what's going on with these clips and with this groove. I think we talked about this last week. It's not fully mixed yet. There's some things like maybe the kick needs to be a little punchier or something, or there's some. Don't worry about the levels in the EQ. Really, let's just think more about the overall sort of big picture of what this sounds like. And y'all let me know if it sounds cool and you can hear me talking over it, and if the audio's hunky dory. Okay, that's funny. I'm not hearing it. That's a laugh riot. Are you hearing it? I think I know what's going on. I'm not even going to stop the music. I'm going to... Aha. Here we go. Also, I'm wearing my headphones today. So I want to get in... I just want to be immersed in the sound. Okay, I'm glad that... it was just me. I fixed it. We're good. I feel like closing my eyes when I listen to this. I think that's a good sign. This is hypnotizing. Oh, I forgot about that 303. I was still trying to figure out whether I'm going to use that. So I gotta go up or down from here, right? All right, so that's pretty much where I've gotten. And I'm thinking about something like this. Distorting this drone. If you're going to do a big build-up, this would be the way to do it. But how far do we go? It's a real tease, isn't it? And I'm still on the fence about that 303. And it'll probably end something like this with the delay on that sequence coming down. Like, well, there's all this stuff going on with the feedback on the delays and everything, which just gets in here. It's just crazy. Oh, and I forgot, there's this little thing going on in the background the whole time that was just hiding there, which I like. It's just sneaking back there sometimes. Maybe we can bring that out in the arrangement. So that's where we're at. Now we got to figure out what to do next. What needs to change? I see you guys are already coming up with all sorts of ideas. Kick Hansa, what's up? Kick could bear more distortion. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that. Having it be a little bit more hardcore sounding, not banging, but you know what I mean, like a little more saturated. It is distorted a bit. So that's something to play with. Also, like, it sounds good and balanced to the beginning, but later when it gets thick and all those other sounds come in, the kick could come out a little bit more. So that's some mixing stuff. Again, I don't want to get into too much into the weeds on the mixing. I want to just get the structure down more so I know how it's going to go and maybe how it's going to end. We'll see how far we get. Luminous Cloud wants to layer the kick drum with a clap for the Chicago flavor. And, you know, I do that. That's definitely something I'm down for. And that would be another layer, easy way to layer in some more kind of energy to this, right? So you can hear there's already a pretty decent amount of saturation on that kick drum. What happens if I throw a clap? I don't want it to be crazy loud either. Oi, oi. Just hit the save instead of the duplicate. Does that work? Probably. Oh, the drone is crazy right now. Pull that back. It's not supposed to be that hardcore at that point. More like that. Where's that clap? I am not against that. Good suggestion. Keeps it bouncing. Let's do little skip at the end there. Oh, I guess I have to put it in here too now. I won't worry about the skip right now. Good place for the clap to come out. I was thinking about pulling back the filter here more here. Yeah, let's try it. I have it somewhere. Now we can go back up again. Dare I bring the clap back again? Or maybe I should wait. I don't know. Someone said something about bringing the vocal forward more. Did you want it? You mean louder, I guess, right? It could be. It's not really fully mixed yet. Need to do some EQ and whatever on those samples. I wonder also about bringing back the drone a little bit more here to give it a rest from the drone, or just bury it a little bit, because we also have that, which, if everybody remembers from last week, is a sample from a famous Chicago house tune. Let's see who was paying attention. This also needs a little mixing because it kind of gets buried back there, but I like it also just as a layer, not necessarily a loud bass. All right, I'm going to mute that 303 for now. Anyway, what I'm thinking about in this section is it's really full and floaty and hypnotic and atmospheric, and maybe breaking it down more before it gets crazy, right? I also think, I wonder if this whole section from like 49 to where we just stopped, it may be a little long. We're on track to do like a 7 to 8 minute arrangement the way this is going, and that's not bad, but it might be good to tighten it up to like 6 minutes, right? Like most of the action happens within 5 minutes with plus a mix out. Or I can just go with how it feels and let it be long and epic. So we shall see. What else you guys talking about here? Where are the vocals from? Oh yeah. What was it last week? I couldn't remember the name of the website where all right, I don't remember honestly where the vocal sample, the singing came from, but I mentioned that this website is a place that you can do text searches for video clips from movies, which is pretty cool for interesting samples. And the whispered rise is from a movie, whatever it was, I don't know. I have to go back and figure out. I don't remember where I grabbed that singing vocal sample from, but it's not from a movie. And I hope I'm not going to get a copyright strike for whatever that is. So, all right, cross your fingers, everybody. Let's see. Hey, Stevie, thank you. Glad you love the nice driving vibe. Thank you. Stefan Pete's asking, how is the swing created on the kick? Well, there's no swing on the kick. The groove is all coming from all the other percussion and the synths, right? And let's see. What else are you guys talking about? Yes, stuff bringing the vocal more forward more. We just did that. Camel wants to see a mixing session. Yeah, I mean, I think like once I'm happy with the arrangement of this, then we could do like another, we will get like the 90-something% or 95%, and we'll do the last 5% of like the finishing touches and dial the mix in and that kind of thing. Yeah, before it gets mastered, if it ever gets mastered. Like I really should release some records, right? Okay. Easy. Hey, what's up, Easy? Thinks that the 303 needs a higher note or two. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to use it at all. Like, because this thing is so dominant. This synth pattern with all the delay on it is taking up a lot of space. And then you put this on top, right? And it's going to be really, really busy. I feel like it's one or the other with this. So like it, if I have part of the song where the main sequence goes back down and then the 303 goes on top of that, that might work better. And I think I might even have a busier version of this. Like it's double time, right? And then there's this one. But I feel like this is going to be too busy, too messy. So I'm not 100% sold on even using the 303 at all in this track. So we'll see. But not a bad suggestion. What is going on? Every time I listen to this, I can't even think. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not... I feel like the 303, if I am going to use the 303 at all, maybe I need to work on a different pattern for it, but I'm not going to do that now because I really want to work with what I've got here rather than spend too much time noodling around with new parts. So, let's see. I feel like I need to reset and listen to this a bit from the beginning again. And that's a thing with arranging is... You usually want to kind of maintain, it involves a lot of listening over and over again because you want to maintain a connection to the entire flow. Because if I get bogged down with working on one part for too long in the middle, I might forget about what happened before and how it relates to what happened before. And then maybe the timing was off and it didn't, so I feel like I need a reset. Another good suggestion here from Hansa, is it Hansa Lu? About using the solo melody in the breakdown part. Like, do you mean like isolate it, like breakdown just to that? That could be a good idea. And that's kind of, this whole part here, let's just, even though I'm going to go back to the beginning in a minute, if we listen to the part where it's just really building up and really kind of floaty and dense, like creating some contrast here before it does a bigger build up again. Like if I keep the, that's what I was doing before. I was keeping the drone sort of farther in the backgrounds. I could, what happens if I lose the hi-hats here, or some of them? And then, where's that horn? Maybe the rise needs to go away. Here's the rise trumpet sound. See what I mean? Like this is setting it up for things to come back. And then we have all this craziness. Taking away that feedback from the delay on the main synth, really, it makes it sound much drier, cleaner, and more forward. But then also, are we making it... I love how expansive and hypnotic and full it is before that. Do I want to go down this farther? All right. So here's where if I'm not sure what I want to do here, here's where I should go back and listen from earlier and kind of see how the vibe flows and where the story takes me and where the energy level, like what the energy level is like at that point compared to what happens before it. And that'll help decide more clearly what we want to do. Okay. Now, here's an idea. I'm going to start without the horn. I was already thinking the intro builds up too quickly. Now you can just starting to hear that trumpet note, filter trumpet note come in. At the same time we hear the drone happen. I also wonder if I should fade the drone in more smoothly so it doesn't just start out of nowhere. So far, so good. Is it too much to have the clap come in there? Maybe I should wait. Do it halfway through. Halfway through. All right, now the drone's really coming in. Do I have a sidechain on that? I do. Using the track spacer. I like this part. I like the idea of drying it out a little bit there, a little less whooshy. This time the clap came halfway through, that was good. I'm forgetting about playing with the trumpet. I feel like that should come in and out too, so it's not always there. I like this part with the feedback happening. And now the horn's coming back. Huh. Maybe just do that earlier. We have a little vocal hook coming back. And now I think maybe this is where it starts getting heavy. And this is going to get like insane, hopefully. And I need to automate the distortion on the drone so it goes into overdrive. We have to decide how long this is going to be. But I feel like the timing of this now is good. Like it should be peaking here as far as the arrangement goes. And then we can break it down after that. All right, let's play around with the distortion. Ooh, it's nice when the bass goes away too, actually, because it's more smooth. So we have to decide, do we want to keep the rhythmic stuff going in, or do we want to go to total just only drone and distortion and delays at that point? Like how whooshy and atmospheric and out in outer space do we want to go? We'll just have to try it and see. All right, where's the drone? There we go. Just guessing at what these parameters should be. A little less bassy, a little bit more mids and brightness and distortion. Got the cutoff. Oh boy. This is getting ridiculous. Don't stop. It's gonna stop. Because the notes, that one, look at this. It's one note for almost the entire length of the song. Actually, I was thinking about having this start earlier anyway, just from the very beginning. Oops. How do we do this? Oh boy. Is that? Yeah, we just, all right, we're going to lock. That's what we're going to do. We're going to lock the envelopes and bring that clip back to the first beat, and then extend it forever and ever and ever. All right. Okay. That's longer than I need. And then, okay. We'll sort this out later. How it started at the beginning. Where were we? Okay, is this coming up fast enough? Should we start cutting the lows out a little bit earlier? More distortion, you said? Okay. That's pretty full on. I don't want to go too high. That's ridiculous. Oh man. What have I done? It just keeps going. No. Should we go this far? Is that too much? I don't know. You got to hear it from back further back in the arrangement. Oh man, that's like ear piercing at some point. It's probably too loud now. That's something I had to work out and mix. But oh, I love it. I'm like, is that too much? And they're like, Stefan's like, no, no, it is not too much. Let's hear it from here. I'm turning it up on my headphones. I want to feel it. vocal might be a little too loud now. Or maybe it just needs compression, I don't know. I like it. Maybe we need more kick? What kind of crazy EQ is that? I don't know why it's like that. I might need to add a little transient to this kick to let it punch through a little bit more. All right, here's an idea I had for the bass. Cutting some subs out of that low bass, rhythmic bass. That could come back. Maybe it should never leave. You keep it syncopated and groovy even while it's getting intense and rising to the sun. Do we put the kick here? Or do we keep going? All right, I know that's too loud. Ouch. Oops, I just cut it off. Sorry. I should probably put some kind of compression or EQ or multiband or something on this sound because it's out of control. For now, I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit. Yeah, the mixing of this is going to be important because it's like too light now. You know what I mean? It's like the details of this, like exactly how it swells up and gets thinner or more distorted and how much the bass goes away and all of that it's going to make or break it, right? Like lots of little small things added up together in this transition are going to seriously affect how it works. So, and Kali C, yes, keep going. Musical Creations likes the distortion. Cool. Benny Blanco, try a pause, silence break with reverb trail, then slam the drums and back in. Maybe 303 would work being back in. I mean, that's a good idea. Right. So instead, because that's always a problem actually to solve is when you're doing a big buildup like that and then you bring all the beats back in, how to get the most impact. Sometimes stopping and then putting the beat in helps give it more impact. But also sometimes you don't want to lose momentum and you just drop it back in. So we'll have to figure that out. Just playing around with my master bus there, I was realizing the mix was getting over compressed and clipping too much. A little more bouncy with less compression, which is good. Okay, here comes that drone again. Taking another run. Oops. All right, let's see what happens if we just put the drums in right back here before it reaches its full peak. See, not enough, right? I knew that was gonna happen. Like, not enough low-end power, right? So how do we fix that? It's like the low end from the drone needs to be there when the kick drum is in there to have the same energy that it did before. Also, I think the low end from that needs to be in there too. Better, but not still quite right. Maybe I need to wait longer. Maybe I need to not have the ride cymbal in there. This is going to be the hardest part of the whole arrangement, is getting this just right. Probably. Maybe that's also the wrong time. I don't know. You guys have some very specific ideas of what I should do. I'm just reading your comments. Sometimes I just have to listen and concentrate. I'm going to see if I bring the low end back into the distortion, what happens. Not enough, right? We gotta get it. I'm playing around with the filter on the main synth too, making it go down while the drone is becoming apocalyptic, and now we'll bring it back. Getting there, getting there. I still think the drone's taking over too much. Like it needs to be more bassy somehow when the kick drum comes back. Man, we gotta get it. Gotta keep trying. All right. I'm gonna try something different. Okay. Based on something someone said earlier, I'm gonna bring the vocal back here. See where I'm going with this? I'm going to see if I can have it just end with only the vocal and then put the drum, everything back in again. This whole section might still be too long. I mean, come on, this is 6 minutes. It's a really long break, so it's going to need some editing. So that could work if the timing's right. And again, this is 2 minutes of break. This has to be cut down to like a minute probably, or else this track's going to be 10 minutes long. So I may not have all the answers today, but I like the direction it's going. Silver Knobs isn't feeling the sample. That's okay. We can agree to disagree. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make this shorter. But we'll just go with it for now, because it's fun. Like, yeah, this whole section should be cut in half. No, I don't know. I'm thinking ahead. All right, so that's the idea. I realize we're at a stopping point here. We're at a it's not working, we need to fix it point. And then everything has to come back. we shall see if that works. Something like that. Maybe we do... Where's that kick drum? A little more boom on the kick. Still need to work on the kick, the EQ of that thing. This has to be in there. And I think where is it? Where's the drone? My eyes are crossing. I can't see anything. What is happening? Where's the pigments? There's the trumpet. There's whatever that is. Oh, that it is. Okay. Maybe. Needs more low end when that comes in. I feel like there's a level of low end that maybe needs to increase there. And that's why I was thinking about putting a little more boom, a little more decay in that kick drum. Okay. I need some resetting in my brain. The track is not really 12 minutes long. But yeah, so all of this stuff that we're getting stuck on, it's like I said, this is probably the most crucial part of the track. You know, if I'm going to do this big rise, the vocal sample says rise. The track has to rise. The sounds have to get up there and get crazy. But then I have to make sure that when everything comes back in, that it has the impact that we want. So it's going to be this balance of how long is the break, how intense does it get, which sounds go away, which sounds come back, exactly when do they come back, and do they have the proper impact when they come back? And also set expectations. Like, are we going for like peak time, everybody put your hands in the air, like rave drop? Or are we thinking more a little smoother? It's already hypnotic and smooth. I like the idea of it going from hypnotic and smooth to like getting everybody's attention and getting everybody going when the bass comes back in. I think it's possible. You know, this is hypnotic techno, but it's a touch of rave. It's a little tiny bit trancy in a good way. I think we're going to have to do this I'm going to have to work on this a little bit more, but we're going to have to do another session with this one and figure out some of these issues. I'm also, going in and looking at your comments, and there's some really good comments on things to try to make this work. And see, Benny Blanco says it right here. This is what we're saying. This is the hardest part. of producing sometimes is, I mean, okay, it could all be hard depending on what you're doing. I mean, maybe the sound design is the most technical part for your style of music. You know, I can do some cool stuff, but it's not like crazy hard to do sounds like these. And also there's some samples in there, like straight up just stolen sounds. But yeah, sometimes, especially for functional music, like it's one thing for this to be something for music that you put on in the background and it just goes. But if you're trying to like create a specific thing, right? You want the energy, you want the dance floor response, you want the DJ to play it. It's functional music, right? That can be very, very hard. So, oh, this is nice. What's up, Dry Desert? I don't know why, but this track reminds me of Dobre and James or James. Touche, Tata box inhibitors. Absolutely. I think you're right. There's this kind of Dutch style of techno that's maybe a little progressive and trancey. And I think I would agree that now that you mention it, there's a little Tata box inhibitors in here. I'm cool with that. I like that stuff. So cool. I like that idea. And all right, Metaphase is talking about the trumpet sound, that it could have some time by itself. And that's another consideration for this break, is to have it, you know, everything could go away to just like the trumpety thing and then twist around and flip around and whoosh up and down and then build up. And, you know, we're just going to have to try it out. I think that's what's going to happen. So it is 2:00. It is time for me to sign off. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. I think it went pretty well. I got some more done on this. We got some good ideas flowing in the chat, and I have my work cut out for me. So we'll do it again. As I said earlier, I'm still working on setting a date for another feedback session, for a techno feedback session this time. I like someone mentioned Alexander Kowalski earlier at the top of the show. I'm going to reach out to him. I think he'd be a great guest. And maybe Heiko. We'll see if they're up for it. Maybe we can do like a 90s Consularompt reunion show or something and have them both on and have fun. I haven't done a Techno Friends in a long time. Early on in the history of the stream, I would just have people on just to talk. Haven't done that in a while. Could be fun if you guys are up for that. I'll see who I can wrangle up. All right. So as I said earlier, join our Discord, get on the Selway feedback channel if you want to get first notice of when we're going to do feedback sessions again. And that's also where you would submit your tracks for feedback once we're ready. If you want to know more about 343 Labs Music Production School, hit those links below. And that's it for today. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time. Adios.